Hi guys, well I wondered if I would ever actually get back on the internet again, but it has been working. I've just got to nip out at the moment, but here we are under the shade of all these beautiful green trees which are keeping the heat wave off the track. It's still blinking hot actually. It's been like, I'm not sure, I think it was 103 Fahrenheit at one point today. Well, our stuff's measured in Celsius, but I think it amounted to 103 Fahrenheit, so it's been crazy. But here we are under the tree, just showing how nature always has a way of like solving problems and helping with things. Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by Merlin's Mountain today. I'm Andy, having a great time, thanks for asking. I hope your day is great as well. Kind of hot here, but what are you going to do about it? Summer, better than being cold, as I just said to my neighbour. So in this video we're going to talk about angels. Kind of had this idea about doing a series about angels. Well, I am doing a series about angels and this is part 2. But nothing's worked out the way I thought it would just lately, because this hot weather just kind of boils the internet and it stops working. Crazy. But anyway, let's have a quick drive through some rather beautiful scenery, because that always sets the scene nicely, I think. There we go. Now we're out on the road, and so I've got my belt on. I don't wear my belt on the last bit because it isn't a road. It's just a muddy lane where no one ever goes apart from me and the spirit people and the angels. So, connecting to angels, how do you... I mean, my last video was how I met an angel. And I want to talk some more about how we connect. In future videos, I'm going to go through the characteristics of some different angels, and I'm going to talk about the tree of life in future videos as well. And the tree of life is well worth looking into, guys, if you're interested in this subject, and also if you're interested in the tarot, because the tree of life really comes from the Kabbalistic tradition, and it goes back long before Christianity. And as you climb up the tree of life, conditions change and the soul makes progress. You know, it's all about making progress. And that's one area where angels really excel. And the thing about angels is it's a lot like what I've said in previous videos about spirit guides. We'll do some more videos about spirit guides too, because it's all part of the Merlin's Mountain experience. It's really, like I said in my last video, it's how much you actually need and how genuinely you need the help of the angels. And I was talking about, you know, a very difficult situation I was in, something I couldn't fix by myself and something that desperately needed fixing. Excuse me, and I called on the angels and they helped. And when I think about it, you know, how did I know to call on the angels? Because I didn't really believe in things like that then. But I had, you know, an experience. I found something in a shop and, you know, that set me thinking about them. And I really believed they could help. So, you know, if you're going to need the angels desperately, I feel sure they'll introduce themselves to you somehow. Could be by drawing you to a video like this one. Could be down to you finding something in a shop. Excuse me, I've gone all dark now, but the sun is blazing ahead, it really is. Ah, that's better, we're going under the trees now, that's much better. And so it's not just you working with angels, you'll find that the angels are actually working with you on one level or another. And it'll be just in the nick of time. You know, angels are like that. It's just in the nick of time. And the reason for that is that the energy that's needed really builds up around the moment it's going to be needed. You know, if something's desperate, some desperate situation is going to happen in 6 months' time, and you know it's coming and you're worried about it, well, you know, you're bound to worry about it. And you can ask the angels then, and they'll be on the case for sure, they will. You know, they're waiting to help. This is the thing. They're ready to help you. You just got to ask them to help, because it's all about your free will. But they're, you know, they're ready and they're willing, and they are very able. Because, you know, they're really working for you and me in the universe, and the Great Spirit who runs the whole show, not just on the earth but throughout the universe. And they're waiting, but you know, they will come around you to let you know they're there from time to time. You might find a feather. It's always a nice thing. But the thing about finding a feather is, you know, if you're actively wanting to draw angels into your life and you know that's what you want, and then you find a feather, then, you know, you've got a sign. You really have. But a teacher of mine once said, sometimes a feather is just a feather. And it's a true thing. I got chickens at home and I got ducks at home as well. Wow, sunny again, there we go. Chickens and ducks at home, so I find feathers all the time. And I feel sure that it was the divine powers that sent these chickens and ducks into my life and brought me to live in this amazing sort of nature reserve that we're driving through at the moment on Merlin's Mountain. There's wildlife everywhere, and there are some wonderful birds. You know, I've sort of made my own smudge feathers many times. They're great big long feathers from the birds of prey. And I find duck feathers all the time. And so, you know, it's only when you've really asked for a sign that the angels are going to be around, then you find a feather. That's when you know. That's when you know it was a sign. Especially if you live somewhere where there aren't a lot of feathers. And you really know. When we're working with spirit guides and something like that comes along, it's called an apport. A-P-P-O-R-T. And I guess it's the same thing with angels, but, you know, they'll show you. That's what I'm saying. They'll find a way of showing you what's what. They'll find a way of letting you know they're on the case and letting you know they care. But you won't really find out how much they care until you reach kind of a point of no return, I guess. You know, the thing you've wanted help with is now not 6 months away. It's now going to happen like in 2 hours' time. And still, I hope the angels are on the case. Hope the angels are on the case. And then, seconds before it all goes wrong, something happens and it's all fixed and fine. Because that's how the angels like to do it. And it's because at that time of most need, the energy has reached a climax. The energy is really high and strong. And that's when they come in. Just like in the video I did about Saint Germain and the violet flame. The violet flame finds your troubles and heals them. It searches out any kind of hidden pain once you've called it into your life. And you can attune yourself to the violet flame. I'm sure there are lots of people who would like to take that money from you to teach you all about the violet flame and angels. But you can attune yourself to both things, really. And it's just by, you know, giving your problems to the angels for transmutation, for, you know, give it to the light. Might say give it to the Lord, if you're a Christian. There's nothing wrong with being a Christian. But you know, it's that kind of thing. Something's just too much. Something you just can't fix by yourself. Give it to the Lord, give it to the light, and the angels will kick in and they'll be on the case. Wow, it looks to me like I've got a real big suntan in like the last 10 minutes since I've been driving. I see myself in the screen. It's super hot here. It really is. So what I want to say really is it's not just all about asking angels. You know, if you ask the angels, they will help. But when the time is right, when it really matters, they will appear in your life. And that's really useful because we don't always know when we need them. That's simple. And here's a tale I've told in videos a couple of years ago, I think. And now we've got some new friends now, so I'll tell it again. I like telling this tale. Real supernatural thing. And I'm sure this was an angel I met, not a spirit guide. It's just that's the feeling I've got, you know. And I went to Glastonbury. There's a famous pop festival in Glastonbury, not that. There's a village somewhere else called Glastonbury Village. And it's got a very, very ancient pagan site there called Glastonbury Tor. It's very tall and you have to climb up it. It's 5,000 years old at least. And I was up there, and I like to go up there sort of on a cold day in December or something, just because it's usually very busy. And if I go when it's freezing cold at a funny time of year, there's probably going to be nobody else up there, or hardly anybody, and it'll be nice and quiet for meditation. So I went up there and I seemed to have the place to myself. And then I was sitting meditating, and this guy walked around the corner, introduced himself. His name was Chris, and he said, "So have you worked out what it is you want to do yet?" And it wasn't until later, actually, that I realised that I hadn't, you know, how did he know I was up there trying to work out what to do? Don't know. Didn't bother me at the time, didn't think of it at the time. But we had a good long chat. And my question that I had in my mind was, should I be... You see, when you become a medium, you do a lot of healing work. Being a medium is all about healing, really it is. And when you're a healer, you can do mediumship as well. You know, that becomes part of it. Particularly once you've gone to, say, level 2 Reiki or something. But it's not dependent on that. But, you know, healing and mediumship, you don't just have to do one or the other. But to get anywhere in this crazy world, you need to sort of give it a name and go up one avenue or go up the other avenue. And that's what I was trying to decide. And Chris helped me to, as I talked to him, he sort of helped me to find the best way. And in the end, we decided I was going to be a medium. I was going to follow Reiki as well and be a healer. And my intention in being a medium was going to be to heal. But I was essentially going to follow the path of a medium. And then we walked back down the Tor then. It's about 4 o'clock in the evening and starting to get quite dark in the UK in December at that time. And we thought we'd better go down in case we tripped over and hurt ourselves or something, you know. So we got down, and at the bottom of Glastonbury Tor is an ancient spring, probably older than the Tor itself. And we both had a good drink from the spring and filled our water bottles. Said goodbye, and Chris walked off around the corner and I drove off. seconds later around the corner, but he wasn't there. There was nowhere he could have gone. He just seemed to have vanished into thin air. That's when it kind of dawned on me that I'd been talking to an angel. It's a story I love to tell. It's one of those things that gives me goosebumps when I think about it or talk about it. Right, I'm just doing a laundry run. Not me a tick. Right, I've now got the laundry in a bag. So that really is my angel story. I have many angel stories, but save some of them for future videos, I think. Because I'm sure things are going to come up where some of those stories will help illustrate whatever it is we're talking about to do with angels. But should be back with some readings soon. But now I want to just kind of have a quick word about why I keep disappearing from the internet. And well, I'm in your nose because the internet keeps disappearing from me. A couple of weeks ago I was sure it was all fixed, but no way. The problem seems to be the hot weather. Although not many people are getting cut off by hot weather, but I think it's just because it's a very old cable that goes to my house, you know. Anyway, the story is, and this is why I'm sure I'll be back with more readings very soon. I just don't believe what happened yesterday. There's this company called OpenReach, which is sort of part of the phone company and isn't. It's separate but inside weird. And they kept sending engineers and thinking they'd fixed it, but then, you know, it hadn't worked. And yesterday this guy came out from not OpenReach, he came out from Cube Engineering, it's called, excuse me, Cube Engineering. It's so dry in this heat. And he changed a part and the internet worked straight away. I couldn't believe it. It was a really hot day, it just worked. And I said, good Lord, I said, you're the 8th engineer that's come out and he fixed it just like that. And he said, oh well, the thing is I had to change an OpenReach part. OpenReach don't supply it, and the OpenReach engineers don't know anything about it. But Cube Engineering have got an OpenReach part and know about it and can fit it. And this is the crazy way the UK is organised. There's competition rules. Didn't make any sense to me really, but everyone's got to be in competition with other businesses. Excuse me, because that way, I don't know, screws everything up, that's all I can see. But it's supposed to result in a better service. It hasn't done with me. So anyway, I had the internet working. About 4 hours later it cut out again. Came on about 6 hours after that. And what's happening is it consistently works once the temperature's dropped. So I'm confident, you know, that I'm going to be able to upload this video, for example. I should be able to upload this tonight and you'll be watching it pretty soon. And that's what I've more or less got to do. I can't see how I'm going to do live videos at the moment unless I go nocturnal. And I've been trying to go nocturnal actually because I'm losing fortunes. My job is that I do readings online, you know. If you want a reading, hit me up, 35and83@gmail.com down in the comments and we'll fix something up. Well, you know, that's what I do for a living and I just can't blink and do them. And I'm not that good at doing them when I'm tired, so I've been trying to go nocturnal. But the thing is, I have to wake up for the ducks and the chickens, because they want feeding when the sun comes up. So I don't know what to do about that. I tried feeding them a bit later, but it didn't work, because it's a funny story, you'll laugh. I laughed, it was annoying, but I still laughed. You know how this whole class of bird called corvids, crows, magpies, that kind of bird, very, very intelligent birds. And so the reason I couldn't put off feeding my animals is that I got a fake cockerel. It's making a noise just like a cockerel makes when it crows at first light. I could tell it wasn't a cockerel, it just didn't sound, you know, it had a different voice trying to make the same sound. And this is obviously a magpie or a crow that has learned that when it sees chickens and ducks, if it crows in the morning, someone will hear it and come out and feed them thinking it's a cockerel. And it just goes on and on and on, so I can't sleep through it. I stopped keeping cockerels because of that, but what can you do? Can't sleep through it, so... So I don't know, I mean, I just can't see me staying up till the early hours of the morning, UK time. Which I'd like to do, actually. But, you know, if I can't sleep in the day, there's nothing I can do, really. If the fake cockerel moves on, or gives up, you might see some more of me. But meanwhile, I'm afraid I think it's probably going to be like this through August. I think it's probably going to be September before I'm totally back to normal service. Who knows? Who knows? The phone company have actually paid me a tiny amount of money. It's ridiculous. 16 British pounds. And a British pound is worth about $1.20. So that's 16. $3.20. That's $19.20 they've paid me when I complained about losing business. Oh, you know, that's such a big help, isn't it? So I said some very rude words to them, and they're coming out to mend it again on Tuesday. So we'll see if it stays mended this time. You just never know. Okay. Let's put the camera on the road again. It's rather pretty here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate you guys, I really do, especially those of you who stayed on through to the end. Really wonderful stuff. So I'll see you again in a future video. If you'd like a personal reading, my email address is down below, 35and83@gmail.com. It's in the description. And I can't really take requests for video readings at the moment, because it's the worst thing ever when I've taken someone's money and then I know I've got to be there at a particular time and the internet's off and I can't. I always give people their money back, but I hate that feeling that someone's waiting and I'm not there. But email readings, doing them all the time. And one or two people can attest that my video reading and my email readings are, you know, okay. And it is actually what I started out doing. As my first readings I ever did were email readings. So my guides are on the case and the angels are on the case. Never forget the angels are on the case. So guys, drop a like on this one if you've enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. I'll see you again very soon. in a future video. Love and light, angel blessings, and peace.